In the year 2890, Earth had reached the brink of total annihilation. Nuclear war, environmental collapse, and a brutal rebellion by artificial intelligence had brought human civilization to dust. Amidst the ashes, a group of elite scientists and world leaders launched a desperate mission. Project Genesis, a secret spacecraft built to carry the last survivors of humanity into deep space, in search of a new home. Leading the mission was Captain Zane Alexander, a former war hero. But behind his stoic face was a broken man. His wife and young daughter had died on Earth, and since then he had been living only for duty, not for hope. After 15 long years in hyperspace, Genesis finally reached a new galaxy called Neo-Aurora. There, the crew discovered a planet that was both beautiful and terrifying. It was inhabited by a mysterious alien species known as the Silence. These beings communicated without words, moved without sound, and yet carried an unsettling intelligence. At first, they appeared peaceful. But soon, Zane began to suspect something was deeply wrong. As Zane investigated, a horrifying truth emerged. The Silence had the ability to enter human minds and take control of their bodies, like parasites wearing human skin. Worse still, Zane discovered that Genesis' mission was never truly about saving humanity. It was a trade, an agreement between corrupt human leaders and the Silence. In exchange for survival, humans would become vessels for the Silent race. Humanity had not escaped extinction. They had flown straight into slavery. During one of the rebel skirmishes, Zane encountered a young girl who had escaped from the Silence grasp. Her name was Era, and she claimed to be his daughter, not reborn, but cloned using Zane's preserved DNA and memories of his child from Earth. Zane didn't believe her at first. But when her DNA matched his perfectly, the man who had buried his emotions for years was shaken to the core. For the first time in decades, Zane had a reason to live again. Together, Zane and Era formed a resistance group known as the Last Flame, a secret rebellion of humans, scientists, fighters, and free thinkers who refused to become slaves. They began sabotaging the Silence mind control systems, freeing captured minds, and preparing for one final strike. In the climactic final mission, Zane volunteered to destroy Genesis' core reactor, the very heart that powered both the ship and the Silence control grid. He succeeded, but at the cost of his own life. As the ship collapsed into fire and silence, Zane's final words echoed in her mind. "You are the future." Burned brighter than I ever could. Ara survived. And from the ashes, she rose. Not just as a survivor, but as a leader. She united the last free humans and created a new beginning on Neo-Aurora. Where once stood extinction, now stood hope. And so the people called her the daughter of the last galaxy. A girl born from science, raised by fire, and destined to lead humanity into the light.